Boom. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Ba 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 boom. Da 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 da. How you doing, Rouse? Look at the camera up there. See. What's happening, everyone? All right, I'm gonna just get this going. So, oh, Rouse, you're such a good girl. Oh, yeah, such a good girl. Okay, so, what's happening? I'm Jerome. Thanks for tuning in. So, getting this episode of this podcast up has been difficult. The past couple episodes have been difficult to get up. I've been planning on doing this with Nick, and at first we were just doing it through our computers, and that wasn't working out. We were getting a bunch of hiccups and hurdles doing that, so we decided to do it in person. Doing it in person provided further challenges because of our schedules, which differ drastically. So so you're just getting me, and for now you will just be getting me, but in the future there's room for a whole lot more than that. We just need to nail down the logistics of it. So from now on, this is going to be happening on Mondays, just like we've been planning on, except it's going to be done earlier in the day, probably around this time. And then, everything's going to be treated as normal. You'll be able to listen to the audio version of all this stuff. That's going to be up on like iTunes and all that. Excuse me. And then the videos are going to be put on YouTube and everything like that. So, without further ado, episode 1, movie and TV talk. Updates on the Cinematic Discussion website. That's why we are here. That's why I am here. Not much. We've been a little slow this week. We were really pumping it out there hard for a couple weeks. It's been a little slow as far as like new movies and everything go. But we have a review for 3 Identical Strangers, a documentary that got rave reviews. Nick says it's very, very good. His haiku review is up on the website, so check that out. We got our other episode of it's like another podcast episode or whatever, another live video, Facebook live video. But this one is the top 100 videos of all time, 100 through 91. So that's up on the website. You can go check that out. And then, I guess the only other thing to talk about is the tournament stuff. I know we haven't been very clear as far as like winners and everything like that on the website. It's pretty obvious if you follow along on the Facebook group, but for those that don't always follow along and check the website and want to know, we're going to put together a comprehensive list of, it's going to be a page that breaks down all the winners of the tournaments that we've done, and it'll be linked to posts that will have the final poll results in that. So that'll be coming soon. So be on the lookout for that. So to get down to the thick of things, we got news and rumors for you. So there's been a ton of stuff. I know I'm going to forget a few things because I didn't type everything out. I didn't note everything down. But so LeBron James. Oh, happy Halloween, everyone. I'm over here rushing to things. It's Halloween. Everybody should be happy. Passing out candy here pretty soon. I'm going to try to wrap this up quick so I can get up to the door and pass out some candy. But that's how I wanted to lead into the news and rumors. LeBron James, his production company, is in talks. I don't think it's official yet. I think it's still in talks to reboot the Friday the 13th franchise. Hey, that's cool. I think it's big news because it's LeBron James. Everybody's like, LeBron, what's this basketball player doing? He's not directing it. He's not writing it. Like, it's his production company. He's just pumping money into this stuff and putting the creatives in place. So I wouldn't get too worked up about that. I think it's actually pretty awesome. I want to see Friday the 13th happen again. I liked the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot that they did. Wasn't a big fan of the Friday the 13th one, but I would have liked to have seen it happen again by now. I would have liked to have seen them try that one again. Let's see. Maybe I'll save that one here. So Mark Ruffalo is going to be playing twins in an HBO series. I don't know a ton about the show. I haven't read into it a whole lot, but Mark Ruffalo is a solid actor. I'm not too enthused with a lot of his work. I think I probably don't like him as much as the average person, the normal person, but I'm excited to see this twin thing. I know it's done, maybe not a lot, but a decent amount, but I really like it when people play twins. Tom Hardy did that movie a couple of years ago. That sort of gimmick really is cool to me. So to keep up with the HBO stuff, Room 104, it's a show that I haven't watched, but it's really high on my list to watch, and I'm not sure why I always forget about it. I think maybe, it doesn't get talked about a lot. I think it's probably because it's, an anthology series, partially because it's HBO, not FX. Like I mentioned FX because of American Horror Story. And it's probably not quite on the level of True Detective. And I mentioned True Detective because of HBO and Room 104. So I hope everyone followed along. Room 104, it's sort of like the Quentin Tarantino movie Four Rooms, or the Quentin Tarantino kind of movie Four Rooms. If you're not familiar with that, it centers around like a bellhop. Well, it doesn't center on a bellhop. The bellhop in the movie is the through line, and the rest of the movie is just put into different segments, and it's stories about something that happened in a room at the hotel. So Room 104 is about the hotel room 104 in a specific hotel, and it goes from there. It just tells different stories. The second season is premiering November 9th. Mahershala Ali, Michael Shannon, Judy Greer, Rainn Wilson, etc. There's a ton of people in this Room 104 season 2. It's going to be great. I will be catching up with Room 104 season 1 so I can watch season 2 and just be, obviously it doesn't matter because it's an anthology series, but maybe I won't even do it like that actually, now that I'm thinking about it more. Maybe I'll just catch a season 2, but I will definitely going to be going back and watching season 1 just because I've heard really great things about the show, and I'm a completionist. I like to watch everything of something. So I don't like starting shows and then not finishing. Walking Dead's okay because that show just got terrible. Sorry, Nick. Glenn, Paul, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know I'm pretty late on saying what's up to y'all. You might not even be here anymore. Lisa, hey, babe, how's it going? See, it didn't even pop up that you joined, but I see you like this. So Guillermo del Toro, he's going to be making a stop-action Pinocchio. I think that's awesome. I love stop-action stuff. I really like Guillermo del Toro. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Disenchantment got renewed for season 2 on Netflix. So I haven't watched all of season 1. I've watched some of it. I really liked what I've seen. I know a lot of people have been talking positively about the season as a whole. So yeah, it's going to be awesome to finish that up. And it's really great that it got renewed for season 2 already, and that they're already, getting that going. Let's see. So I wanted to talk to Nick about this, actually. That's why I even have it written down. But the Escape Room trailer. So I think Escape Room looks awesome. I'm a sucker for these types of movies. There's what's the movie called? Exam. If you haven't seen the movie Exam, go check it out. I won't even say anything about it. It's sort of like escape. I mean, there's people are stuck in a room and they have to get out. It's as simple as that. But those movies are just amazing to me. I could watch them all day. So, so A Quiet Place. The cast is going to be pushed for supporting Oscar nominations and not lead nominations. So John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, they're not going to be nominated, or they're not hoping to be nominated for lead actor, lead actress. They're going for supporting. So this is probably because the fields of lead actor and actress are so strong that there's no way that they're ever going to even be nominated. This probably means that even if they are nominated for supporting actor and actress or actor and actress, then they're not going to win. So that doesn't really matter. Who cares? There was something else about, Quiet Place. So John Krasinski is going to be writing the sequel. At first, it wasn't supposed to be him, but now he said he's working on a story and everything for it. My guess is that he's going to be working on a story, and then it's going to be touched up and blah, blah, blah. He's not going to be the final writer on A Quiet Place 2. A Star is Born, Oscar nominations. So they're pushing for songs, and this is what I'm talking about. They're obviously probably going to get some looks for maybe the acting, directing, but for the songs, they're pushing just a couple of the songs, even though that the one song is for sure going to win. I think it's a given at this point, but I don't know, whatever. Ed Catmull. Hopefully I'm saying that right. He is a co-founder of Pixar. He's retiring at the end of the year. So next year is going to be the first year with no founding member of Pixar at the company. So that's going to be interesting to see. You know, it might not even take, like, you might not see the effects next year, but 2020, 2021, hey Jess, what's happening? What is Pixar going to look like at that point? Obviously, they're still going to be churning out movies left and right, and they're still going to be the big blockbuster movies, but is the quality going to be as good? Are they going to have the same type of heart? There's a lot of different things. Is it going to be the same look that we see now? Only time will tell. Steve Carell joins Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston's Apple TV series. So Reese and Jennifer have been in talks about doing this, or not in talks for it, but they've been known that they were doing this series for Apple, and Apple's streaming service is going to be coming out. So getting those big names for like a debut series or whatever like that, that's really big. And then adding Steve Carell, that's huge. I think this is his return to TV since The Office, I think. I'll have to look that up. Let's see. So if you saw Hereditary this year, if you didn't see Hereditary, check it out. I was probably wrong. I didn't like it, but everybody else loved it. So check out Hereditary. The director, Ari Aster, I believe is how you pronounce it. Ari Aster. Aster. So he's doing another movie coming out next summer. It's going to be a horror movie. He says that after this, it's probably forget it on the horror movies. He probably will do another one, but maybe way, way, way in the future. So if you really liked Hereditary, then you should definitely be looking forward to this, because he's probably going to be fine tuning things. Maybe he's going to be, better than Hereditary, and you're not going to see another thing like it probably for quite a while, if ever. Sticking with TV, there's some data that shows that Daredevil and Jessica Jones are at risk of being canceled, just like Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I don't think that this is blowing smoke. I don't think that this is just, somebody trying to tip a domino. I do think that people are right there with me. I don't think that these shows are impressing that much. They're not doing enough to warrant people going to. There's too much stuff out there. Sure, if you're a diehard and you watch every single comic book property and whatever, like, I get that. But not everybody does that. I'm a diehard comic fan. I mean, you can go check out my collection and stuff. I've been reading comics my whole life, and not consistently, on and off, but like, I love that stuff. Got action figures from when I was a kid still, and I don't consume all of this stuff because there's too much of it. I can't consume everything. And you got to pick and choose. Iron Fist is not making the cut. Luke Cage is not making the cut. Sorry. Jessica Jones, that ain't making the cut. I watched the first season. I don't even think I started the second season. Moving on, more positive note. Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese are teaming up. Hey, two of my favorites. So, Killers of the Flower Moon, that's going to be a new one that they're doing. Obviously, some killer type of movie. I'm on board. I will watch anything these two do together. I will watch anything they do separate. So there's going to be an action thriller from Taylor Sheridan. It's going to be starring Chris Pratt. So Taylor Sheridan, he wrote and I believe directed Hell or High Water. He's written some other stuff. Wind River. Taylor Sheridan is very talented. I really like him. And I think it's and maybe not an obvious pairing with Chris Pratt, but I think it's going to be great for Taylor Sheridan to get, even more eyes on him with that Chris Pratt name, with that Chris Pratt star power. With Chris Pratt, it's kind of interesting because he had Guardians 3 that was supposed to be coming out, and now that's just in a standstill. What's happening with that? We don't know. He had that one movie, Ninja Cowboy Space Viking something or another. Yo, Ray, what's happening? He had both of those movies that were supposed to be coming out, and now they're both shelved. They're not canned, but there's no, official release date or anything for them. So curious to see, what happens with the rest of his decision making as far as which roles he's going to be taking. But this action thriller from Taylor Sheridan being probably more of a straight movie than more of a grounded movie, I guess, than Guardians or this Cowboy Viking, whatever. Great choice. Always love those kinds of choices. So George Miller, the Mad Max guy, he's finally got a new movie in the works. Cool, I guess. Whatever. It's probably not going to be as good as Mad Max Fury Road. Tom Hardy, I don't want to say made that movie, but unless George Miller is making a movie, because okay, Fury Road was good because of the set pieces. Unless George Miller is making a movie that is just going to be a highlight of set pieces, I don't want to say I don't care, but it's tough. Richard Linklater is going to write, produce, direct, etc. A Bill Hicks biopic. Bill Hicks is a famous comedian who killed himself. Shit, I should have looked that up before I did this. He died years ago, but he's a famous comedian. He has a tragic story. I think Richard Linklater is probably the perfect person to do this. I'm not sure if he's done another biopic or not, but I think Richard Linklater is going to kill this. I really like everything that he does, and I'm a fan of stand-up comedians and stand-up comedy. So, I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan always champions Bill Hicks. I don't know much about Bill Hicks, but I know that Rogan's my dude. So I'm going to be watching, and Linklater's my dude. So I'm going to be watching this, and I'm hoping that it's good. There's a Clueless remake happening. I'm on board for that. I'm sitting here watching Sabrina, and it's cool. What is it? The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I keep calling it Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I keep having to correct myself. I don't know if I'm doing that because I think probably partially because I wish that it was Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I need to find that. I need to watch that. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is dope, and it's better than this Netflix show. I stand by that, and I haven't watched it in years, but whatever. I liked it better. I just like the tone better. If I'm going to be watching that kind of show, don't pretend to be dark and edgy. Like, if I want dark and edgy, I'm going to watch something that's actually dark and edgy. When you try to be dark and edgy, but you're actually like this teen popcorn fluff, it comes across as corny. If you just lean into that teen popcorn fluff, like, I will pat you on the back and give you a hug because, like, that's what you are, and that's like, I want you to own what you are. So, Alan Tudyk is going to be voicing the Joker in the Harley Quinn animated series on the DC streaming service. So, I think it's probably a great choice. I'm not sure if they've cast any other voices for... Yeah, I should have looked that up too. Hey, unprepared. Moving forward. Night Watch. That's no longer going to be a joint. It's now going to be a movie. If you don't follow, Spike Lee was supposed to be directing. Spike Lee does joints. Other directors do movies. Get it right, son. So, there's no news on who's taking over, whatever. It probably was just creative decisions and conflicts in that department. It was probably the studio saying, sorry, Spike, you're crazy. Yeah. The Boba Fett movie is 100% dead. I think that this is a great decision. We've already started to become burned out on the Star Wars movies, just in the sense that they're not all great. I loved The Last Jedi. Screw you if you didn't. Well, not really screw you if you didn't. I don't care. If you didn't like it, like, that's cool. Everybody's got their own opinions. I just don't think that people didn't like it. That's fine. But to try to act like it was some, like, blasphemous act, any of the stuff happening, or it just settled down. But the Boba Fett movie, 100% dead, Kathleen Kennedy says. Great decision, because the Jon Favreau show is supposed to be about that sort of thing, and it's going to have that aesthetic, so we don't need a Boba Fett movie. Amy Poehler is going to be starring in an animated series. It's called Duncanville. This is from Fox. It's written by former Simpsons writers. Rashida Jones and Wiz Khalifa are also going to be in it. So it's an animated series. It's about I want to say, it's about a teenage boy, and Amy Poehler is the boy. Amy Poehler is also the mother of the boy. So, yeah, Rashida Jones and Wiz Khalifa, they're probably just friends of Amy Poehler's a male character, would be my guess. I don't watch a lot of network television, but I will be checking this out. I really like Amy Poehler. I like animated comedy shows, and yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't watch it. So there was some stat that came out that says most movies since 1968 are rated R. So if you take in list all the movies that have came out since 1968 and say they're rated R, rated PG-13, PG. Most of them are rated R. That's not a surprise. If you want to have full creative control, even if it's just adult content, it's going to be rated R. You know, the MPAA is a fucking joke. So yeah, not a surprise. Adam Scott is going to recreate William Shatner in an episode of Twilight Zone. So there was an episode of Twilight Zone with William Shatner. Adam Scott is going to be redoing that. Cool. Cool. Why can't they recreate, or why do they have to recreate episodes? Aren't they doing new episodes? Was that an episodic show? I'm embarrassed. I'm young. I didn't watch Twilight Zone, and I have not gone back and watched Twilight Zone. Too much stuff. Better things to do with my time. Oh, my man, Aaron Sorkin is going to be directing, fresh off of Molly's Game. He's going to be, Siege, what's up? Aaron Sorkin, fresh off of Molly's Game, is going to be directing The Trial of Chicago 7. So this is about Vietnam activists. I don't know about this backstory, and I'm not going to be reading about this backstory and everything because I want to see the movie fresh, and then I'll go back. But Sacha Baron Cohen is going to star in this. I think somebody else was just cast. Was it Tom Holland? Maybe not cast, but in talks. So there's a couple people in talks for it. Yeah, Aaron Sorkin wrote the script years and years ago, and it was supposed to get made. Never got made. Somebody was attached. Was it Fincher? Somebody was attached for a few years, still never got made, and now Sorkin is picking the script back up and directing it. So I think that's great. If he's confident in the words on the script, I want to see them on the screen. Flat the frick out. Aaron Sorkin is the best writer out there. Destin Daniel Cretton. You probably do not know that name. Nick, what's happening, dude? So Destin Daniel Cretton, he is the director of Short Term 12. He is going to be directing a movie based on a graphic novel called The Sculptor. This is about a guy who sells his soul to the devil for sculpting abilities, or that sells his soul to the devil. Maybe it was it's something weird like that, but I'm not sure how I feel about this. The Glass Castle came out, was it last year, with Brie Larson? That was Destin Cretton's movie, and I didn't watch that, but I wasn't interested in that. Everything I read about it didn't make me want to go see it. I loved Short Term 12 though, so I don't know. I'll give this a chance, but we'll see. Something more positive, Michael Keaton is going to play John McAfee. It's going to be, this movie's described as more of a dark comedy than a biopic. Seth Rogen's also going to co-star. I believe he's going to be a journalist in the movie. I think that the director of I Love You, Philip Morris, is doing this one, I think. So if you saw The Founder, Michael Keaton played the guy that stole McDonald's and founded McDonald's. He did amazing. I thought that was better than his Birdman performance. Yeah, I really like what Michael Keaton's been doing in the second half of his career. I really loved him in Jackie Brown. Something I just read that I did remember to write down, Birds of Prey is going to be rated R. Fucking dope, dude. That is so cool. Give control to the writer and director. Let them put on the screen what they put on the page, and just let their vision be seen. Get out of the way. Let it be rated R. Cross your fingers that your choice in creatives is going to pay off. There's no need for non-creatives to make creative decisions. There's no better way to put it. So, Nick is not here to retort. He can feel free to comment on this video. He can feel free to make a new post. And if he does make a new post, he can feel free to drop a link of this YouTube video. What's up, Rouse? How you doing, pretty girl? Drop a link of this video in his post and retort, because my 3 reasons why I love Death Proof. He hates it. Don't know why. The Tarantino dialogue. Boom. Quentin Tarantino is the second best writer of dialogue, second to only Aaron Sorkin. I think a lot of the hate that the movie gets is because it's slow and because nothing happens and whatever. Tarantino dialogue is happening. You're getting these girls just in there shooting the shit. Like, you're getting all the conversations at the bar. That first half of the movie is awesome. Yeah, it's not his best stuff, but like, it's better than 75% of the shit that comes out. So I don't know why you're complaining. It's listening to that dialogue is entertaining. Seeing it shot through Tarantino's eye is entertaining. And I know that seeing it shot through his eye is a different point, but that stuff is entertaining to me. That dialogue is entertaining to me. Okay. Number 2. Reasons why I love Death Proof. The great car chase. I don't care who you are. That car chase is amazing. That car chase is one of the best car chases I've seen. The town. What's the name of the movie? With the little girl. I'm blanking. Famous car chase. Whatever. Italian Job's got a great car chase scene. There's tons of great car chase scenes. Death Proof is up there. Did you not see that? Oh man, I really love that car chase scene. I don't want to do too much of a deep dive into it for some reasons, but that car chase scene ranks up there at the top towards the top of my list of car chase scenes. Third reason, I don't have one listed, but I did have one listed before. So I think the third reason why I love Death Proof is probably because it's the deconstruction of a slasher film. So this movie is all about, so everybody wants to rave, and this is fucking perfect. Sorry for the F-bomb, but Halloween 2018, I did not like that movie. It didn't click to me, right? But what it wanted to be was it wanted to be a deconstruction of the slasher flick. It wanted to be the female empowerment version of a slasher flick. These final girls were supposed to be, the champions of these movies and the queens of these movies, right? So Halloween, it just didn't work for me. It felt contrived, too unoriginal, didn't work. Death Proof is the perfect deconstruction of the slasher flick. You have this this killer, this stuntman Mike killer, who is not the main character, but winds up making himself front and center to then be wiped to the side. It's a little blocky, but it kind of, I don't want to say it had to be, but nobody else has done that as well, I don't think. If they have, let me know. I'll watch it. But just the way that you didn't just get, it wasn't just this over the top cheesy slasher flick. You had the Tarantino dialogue, number one. You had the action car chasing, number two. You had the female empowerment, whooping the shit out of the slasher stuntman Mike. Like, number three, like that, the way that happened to me was just so much more entertaining than watching any other slasher flick. So, I like Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods is a deconstruction of the like Cabin in the Woods genre of movies, for lack of a better term. So, not even for lack of a better term, it's the perfect term. That's why it's named that. But that's one of my favorite horror movies. That's right up at the top of my list of movies to watch on Halloween. Check the list today. Happy Halloween. But yeah, those are my 3 reasons why I love Death Proof. So I really hope Nick retorts and tells me why I'm wrong, or why he tells me why he hates it. So I'm not going to go too in depth. That's it for news and rumors, or I'm sorry, that's it for the reasons why I love Death Proof. We're going to go into the movie review, and I'm not going to go too in depth into the Cloud Atlas. I know Nick really wanted to. I think he's going to do a film of the day post. Maybe he'll even record a live video and put it up on in the group or whatever. But I guess what I have to say about Cloud Atlas, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was floored. I thought Mel Gibson's acting was a little over the top in parts, but I really liked the dialogue with Halle Berry and Mel Gibson. It was like confusing and weird, but that was cool to me. I liked seeing the different actors in I like seeing the actors in different roles. It was a little heavy-handed in its message, but the movie was confusing enough to where that heavy-handedness sort of wore off because you were trying to figure stuff out or whatever. But it was pretty obvious, like the fight back against depression and the rising up of the oppressed. Like the story seemed pretty obvious. Things that I wanted to point out. There were certain shots in the movie that just blew me away. Mel Gibson waking up from some visions that he had. The camera, I want to say, was sideways, but it tilted up, but it spun when it tilted up or something like that. Woo-hoo-hoo, that was sweet. Halle Berry, when she crashed and was going into the water, that was awesome. So awesome. There was a shot when Halle Berry and Mel Gibson were, I think it was in the future, where they were in the woods and they were running over a bridge and a rock fell. When the rock fell into the water, just that sequence there was really cool. I really dug how that was shot. And then the car crash in front of Halle Berry, that was awesome as well. Let's see, what do I have written down? The waistcoat, giving it up. Oh yeah, he gave up the waistcoat. What would you sacrifice to protect a source? Elevator convo. So yeah, there was just certain things that connected, the themes connected from time, timeline, or not timeline, from time period to time period, right? So you had the kid giving up the waistcoat way back in the past, and he had to do that to protect somebody. And then that cut to the elevator later on in the future with Halle Berry, where she was a journalist and somebody was asking her, what would you sacrifice to protect a source? So that totally tied in. And it was touches like that that made me really enjoy this movie. Touches like that and shots like I had mentioned before. A tooth fell. The tooth and drink fell in the drink during the bar fight. That tied in with Tom Hanks collecting the teeth in the beginning of the movie, right? I think maybe. Please chime in. Yeah. Oh, and then I guess circling back to the shots, there was a lot of shots that were like overhead and like aerial shots. It sort of felt like there was a presence looking down on you or us. And I thought that was an interesting thing. I thought it was interesting that, you know, they sort of gave the camera the same perspective that they wanted like the viewer to have and to feel. So, yeah, I don't really have many other comments to say about Cloud Atlas. I really liked it. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's long. Watch it in chunks. Whatever. Don't watch it in chunks. I didn't. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen it. I do want to watch it again, and that's what's really great. Like, I really, 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 really liked this movie. Not many movies, especially nowadays with the amount of movies that I try to see, I don't watch many movies and say I need to watch this again as soon as I can. With Cloud Atlas, I have to watch that movie very soon. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't. If you have, let me know what you think. I'd love to talk about it, just theories, whatever. Yeah, so that's it for now. Yeah, today's Wednesday, so we'll have another episode next Monday. I'm not sure what the date is next Monday, but yeah, so the 5th, November 5th. So we'll have another episode up. We'll probably be short on the news and rumors because of this episode coming out on Wednesday. But I'll try to get a 3 reasons why I love in there. I'll try to get a Hollywood hot take in there for next week. So I'll try to do those 2 things. I will try to watch a movie and probably do a little mini movie review where maybe Nick will write a companion post on the website, and that will also feature my audio clip of this and be lumped in with that. So, you know, me and him haven't even talked about that, but if you're watching this, Nick, let me know what you think. 'Cause yeah, maybe him doing a little companion piece. That's not a film of the day, but that is like a mini movie review that's attached to this, you know, live video or this podcast. That would be cool. So yeah, be on the lookout for that next Monday. You know, we might have some haiku reviews come up for you or film of the days. We'll also have over the weekend, I will be hopping on live and doing I'll be doing the second part of the top 100 movies of the past 10 years. So I'll be doing number 90 through 81. So yeah, tune into that this weekend. Yeah, thanks for tuning into this. Follow us, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, catch you next time. Peace.